What is up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, February 14th, 2019, Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, world. In this video, we're going to talk about Litecoin. Yes, the title, or at least the thumbnail, $36 price target. That's what we're looking at. That's what I'm watching for. Me personally, you can flow with it or you can be against it. That's what I'm looking for. And there's actually some historical context to that. And I'm going to jump really quick into it. Before I do, even if you're a replay viewer, you can stick around because I'm going to get to the technical analysis. But two things on Twitter. Number one, I think Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, doing a live stream with John Kim, Daddy Cool, 1991, David Schwartz, eCurrency Hodler, Alan Austin, and then through this thread on Twitter, Kyle, Common Enemy, on Twitter, added to the live stream. It's going to be ridiculous. Some big players from the Litecoin Foundation I've had the privilege to become friends with. Going to be on the live stream, going to be chatting Litecoin in particular. What's it like being kind of out there on the ground? What's it like pushing for crypto adoption? I'm going to have that conversation. That's that on Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Just stay tuned for that. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll make an announcement on there this weekend as well. Secondly, jumping into the technical analysis point in the video, we're talking a minute and a half in. Litecoin. I posted this last night on Twitter. This falling wedge, many people talking about, posting about, doing videos about. Bottom trend line confluence with 50 EMA, the blue line. You see it there on this Twitter post. Watching which way Litecoin breaks. And it's true. I've been watching which way Litecoin's going to break. And one thing is true. What's up, Tim B? I see you. Don't worry. Don't be sad. One thing is true with Litecoin. It has provided some really solid historical data analysis for us. It's what it's done, right? Like, we visited 2015 way more times than I can count. And the chart has flown very, very well, very smoothly. So let's look at the weekly real quick in terms of Litecoin, and just to give some context into what I'm saying. So we have this potential first bottom. We have the definite first bottom in the bear market back in 2015. We have this potential first bottom for the bear market in 2019, right? Right here. 2018, end of 2018 into 2019. Then we have this bounce back in 2015 and then some consolidation for the second bottom. And then we have this rise up, right? We get it. Dan, shut up. You talk about this all the time. Well, I like to start my videos with it because it's important. So right now, I guess the question is, if you look at the weekly candle even on Litecoin up here, right? This small red weekly candle, you can see even how similar it is to this May 22nd week that we've been talking about for the last week, the similarities to May 22nd, 2015, right? This large impulse move up, and then this followed by this red weekly candle back here. I mean, are we in a similar type of red weekly consolidation right now? That's the question, right? And we can dig into this a little bit. And by the way, Bitcoin following the same type of move, right? Following the same type of trends as it was back then in comparison to Litecoin. So Litecoin most certainly kind of leading the way a little bit for Bitcoin. Now, let's dig into what we're talking about right now. So I have a title, Litecoin $36. So let's talk about it. Litecoin $36 is actually, first off, a price target based on the wedge itself, right? So our price target, if you're just looking at this pattern itself, is actually right around here, $35 to $36 on the downside, right? And on the upside, we're looking for a price target of $48 to $49. Now, two other things are going on here. We have the 200 EMA right down. Actually, there's three things, and we'll get into all of these things. But we have the 200 EMA down here right at that price target, which is my next downside target for Litecoin. And the reason why I'm extremely keen, I guess you could say, on watching this downward target is because I want to go back to the exact move, again, Litecoin was making back in this third week of May in 2015, right? So here's the move right now, currently, you see it. Now here's the move out of the bear market, 2015. So let's look at what Litecoin did. Litecoin just beautiful move. We've talked about it, right? And then consolidation. And then what happened? It actually broke down, right? And we can even measure, just to get an idea, Litecoin breaking down around 12% to test the 200 EMA. And this is the 4-hour chart. I went all the way back to Litecoin in this time period, 2015, to see what it was doing on the 4-hour. It hovered above the 50 EMA. We could have been like back then, hey, it's above 50 EMA proving 4-hour support. That's great. Well, it broke down, and it actually found its support down here at the 200 EMA, right? And not only that, it actually played well into a Fibonacci retracement to our key support channel we've talked about all year long in 2018. It's this one, the 618 to the 786. So we had our retracement back down, right? We had our support at the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, and then Litecoin continued to move up. But it was a 12% dip for Litecoin in those days. Now, let's pivot to right now. I mean, the charts look so similar. I'm going to continue comparing the two until the charts today completely just break the pattern that it's been doing. And Litecoin has just been following itself, mimicking itself, reflecting itself from the last bear market for a long time now. So we're going to continue tracking it. Now, if Litecoin breaks out and hits a, upper end target, then we have some divergence compared to that 2015 timeframe that we keep looking at. But right now, on the downside, let's talk about the similarities. So again, we have our swing high up here. Litecoin made some moves. And then we can even take our Fibonacci retracement like we just did from this swing low down here to swing high. We can see where our Fibonacci channel is, and I'll get a little rectangle. We put a rectangle in our Fibonacci 618 to 786 retracements. So our next area of support, fundamentally. Not to mention, we have our 200 EMA confluent with that area, right? With that channel. And just for context, I just want to show you, back in this bear market, bottom, Litecoin on the 4-hour, retraced to that Fibonacci, confluent with the 200 EMA right there, and continue to move up. So right now, it's literally almost identical. I can even take a price range from where we're actually trading right now. And remember, back in that 2015 area, this dip right here to test that 200 EMA was a 12% dip. We can look at what we're looking at now going into this channel, around 12%, 12 to 13% to that 200 EMA. The similarities are ridiculous. And, when you're doing technical analysis, finding these similarities based on the historical data that we have, it takes time. But when you look at the move and the flow of Litecoin historically, we can use that context. We can simply use that information to kind of get an idea, a framework of what to anticipate next. So heck yeah, based on the information I have, personally, I'm extremely interested to see if Litecoin continues this crazy reflection of 2015 and we get a 12% dip to the 200 EMA. I'm extremely interested to see if that happens. So I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep talking about it. And yeah, could Litecoin break to the upside? Absolutely. We could get that, divergence away from that last bear market and the way Litecoin was moving. It might happen. And if it does, I will not complain. Obviously, long term, I'm bullish on Litecoin. I want it to go up. But right now, short term, I'm very interested to see if it continues following the pattern that it's been following. And if it does continue following that pattern, and defining and consolidating in the bottom here, right? Then a move to the 200 EMA, to this Fibonacci channel, to the $35, $36 area is actually not a bad thing. It actually confirms the definition of this long-term bear market bottom. And it could also confirm the fact that we might still be right kind of in the middle of the bottom, right? We might not be just rocketing out of the bear market so quickly. We could be chilling down here at the bottom for a little bit, weeks, months. So it's something to prepare for, and this could be an indicator of that happening. So really, it's that simple. I wanted to get on here, make a quick live stream. It's relevant information. It's very relevant technical analysis. I hope it's helping all of you, because I can't at the end of the day tell you what's going to happen next, but I can show you the data that we have from years and years past, and we can get ideas of how these markets flow, how these markets move. And then, at the end of the night, when you get off of YouTube or you're going to lay down, you're doing whatever you're doing, you can sit back and you can think, all right, there's the data. What do I want to do in terms of my portfolio? How do I want to approach this? How do I want to accumulate? What's my risk tolerance? How am I feeling about it? And you make your own decisions. Don't listen to people on YouTube. I'm just trying to throw out information to you. I'm trying to give you the data. I'm trying to give you the data. So that's the data that we have right now. Right now we can go to LTC on the daily, and you can see this uptrend right now in the blue 50 EMA. It's good. The same thing was happening in the markets back in 2015, right? And I probably should have had a daily zoomed out, but I'm going to zoom in here on the 50 EMA if I can. Man, guys, I have it's over 2 feet, this screen, and it takes forever to zoom out and zoom around. But check it out. The time frame we're discussing right now is right here, this move in Litecoin. And you can see for Litecoin, it was the beginning of this upward trend of the 50 EMA. And you can go right now to today's daily chart. It's somewhere. I know I have it open somewhere, everybody. Here it is. It was the beginning of the 50 EMA upward trend for Litecoin now, right? So there are those similarities. But revisiting the 50 EMA, right, is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. So, and you can also see on the daily chart, synergistic with the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, on the daily, this 50 EMA is around $36. A revisit to $36. Not bad. I want to throw that out there. We have a couple super chats. Benjamin7, what's up, dude? In my opinion, if we dip, it will be our last opportunity to get LTC for a good discount. Peace. First off, Benjamin7, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Second off, if you guys have been watching this channel, I did away with super chats. I want to explain something. I want to encourage all of you, if you have the motivation to tip us over here at Crypto Capital Venture, definitely encourage you to use tipcryptocapitalventure.com. I enabled super chat because it's come to my attention that it could be against policy, YouTube's terms, to discourage YouTube features and encourage third-party features. So I could get strikes, I believe, for doing that. And I want to stick around here on YouTube. So I truly appreciate the super chat, Benjamin. Thank you. And I definitely also agree. If we get a dip on Litecoin, and this works into my risk tolerance. This works into my accumulation process. I agree. If we get another dip for Litecoin, Bitcoin, I believe it is one of the last in this bear market. So I want to throw that out there. LTCBTC pair. By the way, we have a 0.0028 BTC crypto super chat from Tech Lords. My dude, Tech Lords, I love you, man. Thank you. And I see you in the chats taking care of business too. I appreciate you, Tech Lords. Thank you so much. But it's funny, we got like we got a fiat super chat and then a BTC super chat, like almost at the same time. But you see how currency works. You see how currency works. Appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you. Michael Britt says, I want to watch at least one CCV video where he says the word bullish more than bearish. That's awesome. Dude, I'm so bullish. I'm bullish, bullish, bullish. And I'm pretty sure I said bullish more than bearish in this video. Benjamin, no need, man. I appreciate your super chat very much. I do. Poseidon Lou with a 0.25 LTC. Look at this peer-to-peer exchange going on right now. Look at this peer-to-peer exchange. I think I need to peer-to-peer exchange back to all of you guys. You guys are awesome. But Poseidon Lou, I thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. The Liquid Canvas with a $5 super chat. Well, I'm still dropping tips. Love you, LTC fam. Accumulate, buy the dip, take a trip. Take that trip. I love it, dude. Liquid Canvas, first of all, thank you for the super chat. He's still dropping them, he says, no matter what. Appreciate it, and heck yeah. We should all take a trip. You guys should all take a trip to Vegas in October for the Litecoin conference. Litecoin Summit. It's going to be awesome. By the way, real quick, Tuesday, we're having a live chat, a hangouts with bunch of peeps from the Litecoin Foundation. John Kim, David Schwartz, eCurrency Hodler, Alan Austin, and Common Enemy Kyle are going to be on the channel Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So guys, tune in. I want to cruise over to LTC BTC pair real quick. Really just to show you, same types of similarities going on. Here was May into June 2015. Litecoin making a beautiful move against Bitcoin. Again, same type of thing. If you look at the LTC BTC charts, we had a little retracement right below the 50 EMA, hovering just above the 200 EMA. Didn't even really test that fib channel. And then similarly, right now, we could potentially be getting the same thing. So what we have is that nice move for Litecoin, hovering above the 50 EMA right now. And you can see our actual Fibonacci channel right now on the 4-hour charts is actually just above the 200 EMA. So the question is, are we going to get that little dip in Litecoin similar to 2015, that 10 to 12% down into this area to test this channel, to even maybe test the 200 EMA? That's what I'm looking out for. Not trying to sound bearish, as many of you might think, but definitely following the similarities in Litecoin. Want to show you something I noticed. It's not like a cause for concern or anything, but I do want to highlight it. If I can zoom in on the charts. And I don't think I want to be on the weekly. I want to be on the daily. Sorry, everybody. Hold on a second. So LTC on the daily, 2000. LTC on the daily, back in 2015, and then I want to go to LTC on the daily back here, which is currently kind of zoomed out a little bit. You get some context into the rest of the chart. So let's do it. All right. So the one thing about this like bottom formation that we have right now in Litecoin that's interesting me is interesting to me is kind of like the momentum of Litecoin. I feel like we talk a lot about the similarities, right? Litecoin can be painting the bottom for cryptocurrency markets, and it's true. I want to watch it. I think it's so important to watch, and it's actually really relevant. But there are some differences that I think we should take note of. Right now, in particular, in this bottom back in 2000, May, this May area we've been talking about, May 22nd, just kind of take note of the channel of what the bottom looked like, right? It's very flat. The one thing that I think if you're, especially if you're a pattern person, that you might be concerned about right now in what Litecoin is doing is kind of this, on the daily chart, this rising wedge that's happening right now. So that's a little bit of a change from the bottom in that last bear market. And what that could play into is kind of that second bottom that I think I would say a majority of people are waiting for, right? So a second touch to the bottom, Litecoin retesting $2,000, Bitcoin retesting, this area around $3,000 one more time. Tons of people are waiting for that. And Litecoin is kind of forming a pattern right now where it could play into that story. So I always say anyway, be prepared to retest lows. We have Bitcoin right now in particular on the daily chart. We literally, if I can zoom in on this pattern, we literally have a pattern for Bitcoin that also plays into that exact talking point is actually a lower low, right? If Bitcoin fails to confirm a busted symmetrical triangle, there's definite potential to hit a target down here in the $2,500 area. So I always say to be keenly aware of that happening. So please definitely be aware of that because it's happening on the charts. But at least for the very short term, again, just to wrap up this video, I'm definitely looking for and anticipating a potential similar move like 2015 that Litecoin had below the 50 EMA on the 4 hour, back down to the 200 EMA on the 4 hour. There's 2015. Here is now. This is what it would look like. Around a 12% dip to the 200 EMA, around a 12% dip to $36. Is it going to happen? Don't look at me for that answer. That's not what I'm here for. But that's what I'm watching. And I will base my own decisions on what I do right now based on that analysis. So, Hyun Woo Lee, thanks for all you do for the LTC community. Thank you, man, so much. I appreciate the super chat so much. I think just, I do videos. I help Litecoin as much as I possibly can. I'm long on Litecoin. And I think because I do videos, I'm active on Twitter. It magnifies what I do. But there's so many people beyond me probably doing way more, right? So thank you just for being here. Thank you for participating in this decentralized cryptocurrency called Litecoin, called Bitcoin. I mean, really, it is a global movement. So everybody's a part of it. So I appreciate all of you, your support. And subscribers, I really appreciate you. And if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel as we pivot into a bull market. Like Tech Lord says, smash that like button, guys. I would appreciate it. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside when I see the likes. But at least lets me know I'm doing my job semi-okay. So I appreciate everybody. Those are my thoughts. $36, there's your explanation. That's why it's in the thumbnail. We'll see what happens. We might get a break up, in which it will be a very interesting video to do to see where we break to. Do we hit a target of around $48, $49? That'll be the question. We'll discuss that in that video. But follow me on Twitter if you're not on there. Crypto Capital Venture, also at Crypto Recruiter. And we'll be tracking this. If we get any moves, better believe we'll be tweeting it. Time will tell what happens. Be careful out there, everybody. I say be conservative. I think it's smart. It's wise. I think we have some time for accumulation. And I hope this data that I provide you helps you in doing so. None of this is financial advice, of course. And that is all I have for today. Dude, Poseidon Lou. First off, what is this? Happy Valentine's Day. Take Sarah out to a nice dinner. Poseidon Lou with a 1 LTC. A 1 LTC super chat. First off, man, I need to take you out to Valentine's Day dinner for all these LTC super chats. You're ridiculous. That's going to be worth $1,000 one day, and you just gave it to me. I'm going to have to tell Sarah, who's just had surgery 2 days ago, so I'm like playing Dr. Dan, taking care of her. But she's going to be very grateful and happy. So thank you so much for that super chat, Poseidon Low. You know it's unnecessary, bro. Now I'll probably message you on Twitter or text you and tell you thank you. You guys, everybody, appreciate you being here. It's so fun doing these live streams. I hope once again you got some value out of it. Hit that like button. Have an awesome night. Have an awesome Valentine's Day. Appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you all in the next video, and God bless.